Ladies and gentlemen, we have a legal breaking update regarding President Donald Trump's and his administration's bid to fire, the head of the OSC's head, because of a 5-4 Supreme Court ruling. Why? Well, let's figure that out in today's video. This article is by KTSM. The article is titled, "The Supreme Court Won't Allow Trump to Immediately Fire Head of Whistleblower Office," by Mark Sherman from the Associated Press. And the article reads, Washington Associated Press. The Supreme Court on Friday temporarily kept on the job the office head of the federal agency that protects government whistleblowers in its first word on the many legal fights over President Donald Trump's second-term agenda. The justices said in an unassigned order that Hampton Dillinger, the head of the Office of Special Counsel, could remain in his job at least until February 26th. That's when a lower court order temporarily protecting him expires. The High Court neither granted nor rejected the administration's plea to immediately remove him. Instead, the court held the request in abeyance, noting that the order expires in just a few days. Let's hope that the lower court decides to extend that restraining order to prevent Trump and his administration and his cronies from illegally firing Dillinger, and prevent this lawlessness from continuing. Continuing with the article. Conservative Justices Neil Gorsuch and Samuel Alito sided with the administration. Liberal Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson would have rejected the administration's request. The conservative dominated court has previously taken a robust review of the presidential power. My editorial edition, including in last year's decision that gave presidents immunity from prosecution for actions taken while they take in office, actions they take in office illegally. My editorial edition. The Justice Department employed sweeping language in urging the court to to allow the termination of the head of an obscure federal agency with limited power. Acting Solicitor General Sarah Harris wrote in court papers that the lower court had crossed, quote, a constitutional red line, quote, by blocking Dillinger's firing and stopping Trump, quote, from shaping the agenda of an executive branch agency in the new administration's critical first days, end quote. Before we continue with the video, ladies and gentlemen, the judge did not cross whatsoever a constitutional red line from what the administration wrote and from what Sarah Harris said. She is completely lying and is bogusly trying to lie to you guys. Let's continue with the article. The Office of Special Counsel is responsible for guarding the federal workforce from illegal personnel actions such as retaliation for whistleblowing. Its leadership, quote, may be removed by the president only, keyword only, for insufficient and neglect, of duty or malfeasance in office, end quote. Dillinger, who was appointed by Democratic President Joe Biden and confirmed by the Senate to a 5-year term in 2024, before we continue with today's video, ladies and gentlemen, and today's reporting, this means that Dillinger has 4 more years on his term. So Donald Trump, you illegal son of a gun, you have no right to fire this guy. None. People need to go after you if you fire this guy. Continuing with the article. Harris said the court should use this case to lay down a marker and check federal judges who, quote, in the last few weeks alone have halted dozens of presidential actions for even perceived actions, or even perceived actions, end quote, that encroach on Trump's presidential powers. Okay. A fact check time before we continue with the article. The only time per Article 2 that judges, federal, state, or even lower trial courts, for the matter, can step in and object and uphold or append and block the president's executive orders, or if they are illegal. For example, Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. That is an illegal executive order per the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing with the article. The court already has pared back to a 1935 ruling known as Humphrey's Executor that protected presidentially appointed and Senate-confirmed leaders of independent agencies from arbitrary firings. Justices have called into question limits on the president's ability to remove the agency heads. For example, in 2020, for instance, the court ruled by a 5-4 vote to uphold Trump's first-term firing of the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, my editorial edition. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for the court that, quote, the president's removal power is the rule, not the exception, end quote. But in that same opinion, Roberts drew distinctions that suggested the court could take a different view of efforts to remove the whistleblower watchdog, in any event, the Office of Special Counsel exercises only limited jurisdiction to enforce certain rulings or rules governing the federal government employers and employees. It does not bind private parties at all or wield regulatory authority comparable to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, end quote, Roberts wrote and said, my editorial edition. The new administration already has indicated it would seek to entirely overturn the Humphrey's Executor decision, which held that President Franklin D. Roosevelt could not arbitrarily fire a Federal Trade Commission member. Trump has taken aim at people who are on the multi-member board that run an alphabet soup of federal agencies, including the National Labor Relations Board and the Merit System Review Board. Finally, like Dillinger, they were confirmed to specific terms in office and the federal laws under which the agencies operate protect them from arbitrary firings. Lower courts have so far blocked some of those firings rightfully, legally, lawfully, and constitutionally. My editorial edition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude it for today's video. Third and final legal breaking update for today. If you did enjoy this video and legal breaking update for today, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Next thing, if you haven't already, please follow me down below on my social media platforms. I am on, there is where you guys can, there is where you guys can be updated on when I post a brand new video to the channel. Another way you guys can be updated on when I post a brand new video to the channel is if you hit that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. It does not cost anything. Please help me reach the channel goal of 100 subscribers plus. The reason why I'm saying 100 subscribers plus is because we have other subscribers to get to right after we hit the 100 subscriber goal for the channel. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next legal breaking update. Please stay safe in the meantime.